Today's the day we find out if this save really is getting too easy. Hello and welcome to Season 18, Episode 7 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we have a massive top-of-the-table clash with Chelsea in the Premier League, and then the first knockout round of the Champions League at home against Olympiakos. Let's have a quick look at how it's been going since you were last with me. I think it was early-ish around this time. Oh no, it's the Sheffield Wednesday battering, wasn't it? Oh, I remember. Load of turd that was, wasn't it? Since then, there's only been a few games. We've knocked Crewe out of the FA Cup quite comfortably, smashed Leicester in the Premier League, but then we went to Ipswich and lost. Was that on the last episode? I can't remember. You'll figure it out. If that means nothing to you, then we got knocked out of the Capital One Cup. I should probably write down what goes into these episodes. So, this is the Premier League table as it stands at the moment. We've got a game in hand on Chelsea and we're 1 point behind them. It is already a two-horse race. We've got 14 games left. They've only got 13. If we're beaten today, we go back to the top of the league with a game in hand, which will be very handy at this stage of the season. And then, of course, we have the Champions League coming as well. So, we are playing our absolute strongest team. None of this rotation, messing about nonsense. None of this playing Xavier Zing because he's whinging and wants to leave nonsense. We're going full strength. So, we've got Donnarumma in goal. Dolezal, Murat, Semenov at the back. Oh, and Osborne. Yeah, he's there too. I forget about him because he spent so long suspended. Koulibaly and Jans in midfield. And then a Balsamo, Gilberto and Tigana behind João Roberto, who's had quite a long rest. He's still the third highest goal scorer in the Premier League. He's not started a game for us since December. Zing has been in the side and knocking goals in for fun. But, it's Chelsea and we just lost. So I feel like João Roberto has to come back in. Gilberto getting a rare start as well. So we really are going back to the ones that we've relied on for the last 2 or 3 seasons. And we need to win this game. There's been mutterings that this save is getting too easy. Certainly, if we win this game, going to win the league for a 3rd season in a row, I would be inclined to agree. I have plans. If you follow me on Twitter, and if you don't, you probably should at Lollujo. But I've been bombarding Twitter with questions over the last couple of days about what I should do with this save, and I would like to hear your thoughts in the comments. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. The way I see it, there's 2 decisions to make. I am aware there's a football match going on, but nothing's happening in it yet. Gilberto out to a Balsamo though. Cross comes in. João Roberto, that was a fantastic save by the Chelsea keeper. We should have been 1-0 up there. Would Xavier Zing have scored? So there's 2 seasons. One is if, when and how do we leave Manchester City? I think my plan for a little while has been when we win the Champions League, I leave. But that could conceivably be 4 or 5 seasons yet, and that might be quite boring if we keep winning the Premier League and not winning that. So I'm thinking maybe the end of this season, or maybe the end of next season, because that ties everything in with the World Cup with England as well, and I could just retire after that, go to the World Cup, hopefully win it, is Murat going to get sent off? No, he's not. And sort of draw a line under the career of Kevin Chapman. That would be the end of the 20th season as well, which would be a nice point to end the save. Or end the manager. And that leads in to the other decision. If and when I leave Man City, would you like to see me do a bit of a European tour with Kevin Chapman, current manager, and just sort of play out my career the way I probably would in real life? Although there's a strong argument to say age 50 I might just retire and spend the money, which is why I'm comfortable with retiring as a decision, in keeping with realism mode. Balsamo's injured. We haven't really got any wide men to bring on. Zing's going to have to come on and play as an inside forward on that side. It's not ideal, but it's the best we can do in the circumstances. So option 1 was European tour. Option 2 is retire this manager, but bring my son into this game, into this save, and start him from the bottom. And there's a very tempting club. Bolton are struggling to... Oh, Chelsea better player sent off. Gilberto, the free kick specialist. Oh, go on, just stick it into the top corner. No, that's not the top corner. Bolton are struggling to stay in the Conference North, and that sounds like a tempting job. Have David Chapman take over at Bolton and take him back to the Premier League. Do a proper non-league to legend. We've just scored a goal. It was an own goal as well. No, it wasn't. Xavier Zing comes off the bench, shows me he should have been starting anyway, and he's put us 1-0 up, which is nice. Let's have a look at that in 3D, because I think that was an own goal. Cross comes in from Dolezal. João Roberto doesn't get there. Zing just sort of nods it back goalwards, and maybe it was going in, maybe it counts as deflection. Zing's going to claim it anyway. Is he my first choice striker now? Is that what's happening? So that was option 2. And option 3 is at the end of season 20, so after the World Cup and hopefully after a Champions League and World Cup win, I just retire, end this save and start a new save. And if that's the option you want, I'm going to need some ideas for what to do in that save. Do I just start again from the bottom in England and do what I did this time and kind of see if we can do a repeat performance, or do you want to see something a little bit different? So there are your options. Tigana's injured. Are we just not going to be able to play with wide men in this game? Are we going to have to go to the Diamond? Should we go to the Diamond against Chelsea? Oh, we've got to, really. We haven't done this for so long. We haven't even got a diamond that we've been training. Who can play a proper holding midfield role? None of this is really appealing as midfield combinations go. They're all kind of the same player. I think we'll do that. And then Zing. Who wants to be the complete forward? I do like a complete forward, as you're well aware. Zing can be the complete forward. I mean, I don't know if I like that, but needs must, injuries and whatnot. I mean, this is basically us inviting Chelsea back into the game. Now, why would we not have enough wide men on the bench? It's because Mputu's injured. Ayrton's, he's just dropping off a little bit now. Do we bring Boma on? Why not? Boma can come on for Gilberto, and hopefully we can just hold on to this 1-0. Which, I mean, it does put us back to the top of the league, but I'm very conscious of the fact we're playing in a really unfamiliar system against the only other good team in the Premier League, and it's mad. Why are we doing this? Because we had no choice. All right, internal conflict. Let's not vocalise you. We don't need people to know that much about me. I think we're going to hold on though. Oh, of course, because Chelsea had a player sent off, so it doesn't really matter anyway. We could play whatever formation we please. And there we go. We've picked up a very important 1-0 and it puts us back to the top of the league. Only by 2 points, but we have that all-important game in hand. And that should also give us a little bit of confidence going into the Olympiakos game, which is coming up now. Right, a few changes forced upon us for the Olympiakos game. Obviously, we lost both of our wide men in the last match. Mputu's still not properly fit either, but has to come back in on that left-hand side. We just don't have anyone else who can play there, and it's a choice of either play him or change the system. I don't really fancy changing the system when we're trying to win the Champions League. Ayrton drops in on the right-hand side, so that's less worrying. I think I can trust Ayrton out there. Other than that, Mateza comes in at left-back and Simpson comes in at right-back. I think, is Ron Osborne... Ron Osborne's suspended, probably. He always is. And Xavier Zing comes back in up front just because I think he might be the man now. Yes, I know Mputu's not fit. He passed a fitness test-ish, and I was recommended to limit him to no more than 30 minutes of action, as he's the only left midfield player fit and available in the Champions League squad. We won't play him for any more than 3 times the recommended amount, and I think that should probably be okay. The physio wasn't best pleased when we had the job, but to be honest, if they've got that much of a problem, I'll sack him. Because we need him, and for goodness sake. Away goal, 6 minutes in. Who even are Olympiakos? What are they for? Not happy. Let's look at this in front. I mean, this just makes things that much harder. And we shouldn't be conceding goals like this. Our 2 world-class centre-backs, just neither of them wanted to kick the football. Oh no, we don't want to get our shiny boots dirty. Our sponsors won't be happy. Just let them score a goal. Hi, I'm Donnarumma. I don't want to fall on the floor and accidentally get my sponsored gloves muddy. For goodness sake. Bunch of morons. Let's have a goal here. So there you go. Ayrton's back. I mean, he's barely played this season. It's still his 5th goal. I wish there was a way to play with a few extra players on the pitch, because he'd play a lot more football then, because he is an exceptional player. But it's just hard to fit him in with the amount of attacking midfielders and wide men that we've got. You wouldn't know it from the fact we're having to play an injured player on the left wing today, but usually we have an abundance of players in those positions. Which, obviously, because we're playing in the Champions League now, they all get injured or suspended because the world has decided I'm never going to win the Champions League. I'm struggling, isn't it? If we got anyone we can... Nick Lester. You are the only other left-footed midfield player that we have available to us in the Champions League, which is why, he's going to be good, to be honest. 15 minutes, we'll bring him on. We're going to meet Nick Lester. We might have a new superstar on our hands. Nick Lester's going to get the winner in the final. I've decided he's going to be Mr. Champions League, and I won't ever play him in the Premier League. It'll just be a European enigma. For goodness sake. We're letting him hit the crossbar now, are we? We just don't... are they not listening to the Nick Lester fairy tale I'm writing here? He's going to be a star. We need to get to the final for him to get the winner. Right, he's coming on. Superstar Nick Lester coming on. He can do it. Yeah, whatever. He's 17. Why not make him the playmaker? He's happy for it. Yeah, I'll do it, boss. I'll make some play all day long. Why has he only got 71% condition? He was probably playing for the under-15s yesterday or something. Goodness me. The squad management around these parts... It could do with some improvement. I need to find out who's in charge of this. Right, we're playing some nice football all of a sudden now. And out to Mateza, into Leicester. I was too busy glaring at the camera and I didn't see Zing score. I'm going to credit Leicester with the assist. Yeah, see, look, beautiful there. Let's face it, if Leicester knew what he was doing, he played the ball to their right back, knowing full well what would happen next. He has a football in mind, this lad, and he will go a long way. Right, Zing's going to come off all the same, and João Roberto's going to come on because Zing hadn't had a good game up to that point. Yes, he just nabbed a goal, but it was served up for him on a plate, and he couldn't really miss. Simpson now have a chance to cross. He does. Gilberto, what did he do? Catch that and run it off the pitch? I don't even understand what happened there. He scores that 99 times out of 100. But because it's a Champions League. Oh no, boss, don't. We've heard you're going to leave if you win the Champions League, and we love you too much, so yeah, we're just never going to win it, so you have to stay here forever. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. It's season 20. I'm done. I've decided. I'm done. David's taking over. Hopefully Bolton will still be in the Conference North, struggling away. They won't get relegated by then. That's it. 18 months' time. Unless you tell me different in the comments today. I believe we talked about it earlier in the episode. You've probably already done it by now. We've made real hard work of this. And it's not going to be an easy second leg. Because they've got the away goal. We've only got a 1-goal advantage. And I think we're a bit too big for our boots. We think Olympiakos it's Sheffield Wednesday in the Capital One Cup all over again. Who incidentally we're playing in the FA Cup in a couple of days' time, so they'll probably knock us out of that as well. We seem to struggle with overconfidence against the teams you would expect us to absolutely smash. But at least we've picked up a couple of wins in this episode. Can't really complain. And we move onwards and upwards. I'll be back with the second leg of this. In fact, there you go. Look, double header. Olympiakos, Man United. That's what you've got tomorrow. And if you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you pop a like on it for me. Subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more. Make sure you let me know in the comments where you would like me to go. Let me rephrase that. Don't tell me where you want me to go. We've been down that road before, and it just makes me cry myself to sleep. And thank you very much for watching.